What's up, everybody? Dr. Earl Holm and Happy back from the hospital, actually since Friday night. Now, I want to give a little update of what's going on with me first before I get into my little rant here. I'm doing well. Everything's going good. I still have somewhat of the infection with me. We're just going to fight it at home. It'll be a while before I head back to work and things will be normal again. And that's pretty much about it. But the most of this video is going to go towards a certain ungrateful son of a bitch and the ungrateful magazine that has placed him on their fucking cover. I'm talking about GQ magazine, Gentleman's Quarterly, or Genital Quarterly, is that I prefer to call it now, since they've done this. Here's why I'm pissed off. Colin Kaepernick, Mr. Afrojack, the former NFL player who sat down during the national anthem, who encouraged other players to kneel down and disrespect the national anthem, has been named Citizen of the Year by GQ magazine because of the so-called impact he has made among most NFL players. Now, as we all know, he did not stand for the national anthem. He was protesting social injustice because of some girlfriend that he's involved with who happens to be a Muslim. Now, we all know what influence women can have over men at various times. They can stray you away from your own self to become into what they want you to be. And that's pretty much how most Muslim men or Muslim women can be. Submission. Now, I know some people are going to knock me for the fact that, I'm being racist. No, I'm going by facts. I'm not just saying about all Muslim women. I'm talking about most women in general. My ex-girlfriend's son is now involved with some woman who doesn't believe in God, is an atheist. And prior to meeting her, he used to go to me at church. But since he got involved with her, he doesn't believe in God no more. He says he doesn't exist. And let's not forget there was this one woman back in early 1995 who tried to change me into something that she wanted. I was into I'm still into this group, Skinny Puppy, which sure I still proudly wear. I was into stuff like, I'm into Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. She couldn't stand all that. She was into Blues Traveler. She was into the Eagles, Melissa Etheridge. She basically tried to get me into what she wanted. I was talking about Quiet Riot one time, and she was like, they suck, they suck, they suck. Fuck you, you suck. You can't even suck. Your music sucks, you cunt. And she knows what I'm talking about, trying to change me into what she wanted. You accept what's on the table, first and foremost. Now, back to Colin Kaepernick, because every time I hear his name, I need to flush mine out. GQ magazine makes Colin Kaepernick Citizen of the Year because of the so-called impact that he's made among the NFL players. Soon as the shit started with him, every other NFL who felt the same, that there's no social injustice out there, was started kneeling down before the national anthem instead of standing proudly with their hands above their hearts, like so. They even did it more when President Trump raised a fuss about it. It got to the point where even Vice President Mike Pence, when he attends a football game, they started kneeling down. He gets all pissed. He doesn't like what he sees, so he leaves the game. Now, let me say this to Kaepernick in general. I hope you're happy, motherfucker. You came from a nice neighborhood. You came from a good, loving family. And then all of a sudden you get involved with this bitch who turns your head around into what she wants you to be. Convinces you that there's no social injustice, where everybody, cops all discriminate us. Michael Brown didn't deserve to be shot. All these thugs have a right to be thugs because they're struggling. And like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. These NFL players have tons of money. They have fancy cars. They live in mansions. They have multi-million-dollar contracts, not just with the NFL, but with companies like Gatorade, Nike, Adidas, that sponsor shoes named after them. They got tons of little kids out there, mostly boys, looking up to them as idols. And here they are protesting about shit like what's going on in the streets of, like, say, Baltimore during the riots when that Michael Brown guy got killed. Protesting what happened with Trayvon Martin ages ago. Or 6 or 5 years ago, I meant to say, my bad. Now, instead of kneeling down on while the national anthem is played like a puss, why don't you take your aggressions out with your pen and pencil? Write for a magazine. Write a little editorial for some sports magazine or a pop culture magazine like GQ, for instance, or Vanity Fair. That would be a better idea. Here's someone else that other people I've spoke to as well feel the same way. There are hundreds of men and women out there who have gave up their lives, their worlds, their families, had to say goodbye to their families here to go overseas to defend us. Some of them have not returned. Some of them have returns, but they have either PTSD or they're missing a few limbs from their body. And I've seen many photographs of that. It's sad, but these people deserve tons of credit. Massive ass credit for the efforts they put for the service for us. I will respect the military. I give them props for what they've done. Including the Navy, the Air Force as well. We still have yet to see all the soldiers come home from overseas. Even though Obama said declared the war is over, second Gulf War that is. But still there are some overseas who probably pissed off and feel that you NFL players who kneeling down on the national anthem is more than disrespectful. Now, I want to say something else to you NFL players, especially to educate all the other kids out there. Part of the reason why the NFL is going to hell is because of also the shit that's going down between your spouses. We still have yet to forgive Ray Rice for the shit he did, beating up his fiancée in that hotel elevator. And it's no secret that other NFL players have been busted for domestic abuse. And of course, we're still never going to forgive a certain former NFL hero for what happened back in the 1994. And you know which one I'm talking about. It's going to believe that, which, by the way, that happened the day before my birthday. Can you believe it? How about educating other NFL players out there not to be such domestic abusive sons of bitches? Remember, you got tons of boys, mostly boys and some girls out there looking up to you as idols. How about setting an example? You want to complain about social injustice? Write it down, email it to the nearby magazine. Like the ones I mentioned, GQ, Vanity Fair. It could be even the National Enquirer. So, that's all I'm going to say for now. Give the people overseas our respect, okay? Give them props. Give them major kudos, okay? To the people, everyone in the armed forces, men and women, I give you 20 thumbs up, okay? Rock on. I'm Dr. Earl. Oh, by the way, before I go, why haven't GQ magazine given props to J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans, who raised enough money to help out the victims of Hurricane Harvey? We yet to see him on their magazine cover, have we? He deserves better credit than that. Even I'm not a football fan myself, but give the man his due. Okay, that's about it so far. I'm about to head out downstairs to see what's cooking there. I'm Dr. Earl. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Rock on, brothers and sisters.